If you have been watching my videos till now, or if you haven't been, I assume you're a mature individual. Let me tell you something. What you don't resolve or what you don't solve, you know what would happen to that? It will repeat again. The life, it's a loop. It keeps revolving again and again. By the way, let me tell you something. Before your attention span is so fucking low, let me tell you something. This laptop is on my lap, so there's no one controlling the laptop, or there's no one moving the camera. So it's just me. It's my legs controlling the fucking laptop. I'm gonna be moving a little bit, but bear with me. And the topic is what you don't solve. It's gonna repeat anyways. You know why is that? Because life, as I said, it's a loop. Life teaches you lessons. If you don't learn it right now, it's gonna freaking come back again. Just like a chainsaw. What goes around comes around. Let me tell you exactly a story. When I came to this university, I'm studying in a university in Canada. I'm a student actually. So you know what happened? I failed one course. I actually failed one course. When I failed that course, I didn't study as much for it. And I was expecting a failure. I was like, okay, I will be failing that course, but what's the worst it could happen? Guess what happened? In the next semester, I failed one more course. So I was taking like four courses each semester, and I passed three courses, but that fourth course, the first time I failed, and the second time I took it again, and I failed it again. You know why? Because I was underestimating that course. I was thinking that course is very, easy for me. I'll just study before, maybe 1 or 2 days before midterms or 1 or 2 days before finals, and I'll cross it right away and I'll pass. Because I only needed passing scores. I didn't want to be a topper in the class, because if you just be a topper, you wouldn't be able to, work on other parts of your life. You wouldn't be able to have a good social circle. You wouldn't be able to, have good fitness routine. I mean, surely you can, but I'm also a part-time worker. I also work somewhere, so that was my routine. That I also, I didn't want to, top my class. I just wanted to pass in course. But guess what happened? I tried studying one day before the exam. I tried studying 2 or 3 days before midterm, and guess what happened? I still failed the course, and I didn't even do any assignments. Why am I telling you that? In my first semester, I did not learn the lessons. I did not learn the lessons that in order to pass a course, the prerequisite is that you have to have good study habits. Your study habits should be right on the spot. You should be doing all the assignments. You should be attending all the classes. You should be attending all the labs. You should be doing all the assignments and projects that the professors give you. If you have any questions, you should be like talking to the professors or asking professors like, what's the meaning of this? What's the meaning of this? Why do I not, why am I not able to solve this? All these things are prerequisites if you want to be passing a course. And if you fail a course, it's not on the professor, it's not on the teacher, it's not on your friends, it's not on your girlfriend or your, boyfriend if you're a girl watching this. It's on you. It could be one of the reasons that you haven't fulfilled the prerequisites. The prerequisites are the most important. And if you don't learn, or if you don't do the prerequisites, guess what's going to happen? The lesson is going to come around. Life is going to throw that lesson again. As it happened with me. I failed that course because life was telling me that your study habits are not good. And in order to pass this course, what do you have to do? You have to attend all the classes. You have to do all the projects if you have any questions, because that's a tough course and you have to be having lots of questions, and you should ask those questions to the professor. And if you don't do those prerequisites, you would not be, I mean, of course, it's if a miracle happened, but you, in 90% or 99% of the cases, you would not be passing that course. Those are the prerequisites. If you don't solve anything, if you don't resolve anything, it's gonna come around. It's gonna come around again until you learn your lesson, my friend. It's not even about myself. It could be about in your fitness journey. In your fitness journey, if you're not making your form right, guess what's gonna happen? My screen's came again. If you don't have a right form while doing exercises, guess what's gonna happen? If you try to do more than your strength, if you try to put more weight than your strength with a wrong form, what's going to happen? You might end up getting an injury. You will be having an injury. And once you healed that injury, once you're over that injury, and after that again, if you go there again, and if you try the same set with the same weight that you put the previous time, and you did not learn your lesson that your form was wrong, guess what's going to happen to you? We can all think, you know the answer, what's going to happen to this. The answer is that you're going to get an injury again. Until you learn that lesson, you will be suffering from that mistake again. You will be having that injury again. I was talking to one of my friends in the gym. I was talking to him yesterday. He told me he got a back injury again. I was like, bro, okay, you got a back injury like 1 or 2 months ago. He was like, yeah, I recovered from it. I went to like, physiotherapist, and he paid, $100 or $200. But guess what? The physiotherapist just recovered him. The physiotherapist did not know that he was doing gym alone and his form was wrong. That's why I pulled this example, because it was very similar to the topic that I was talking about. His form was wrong and he got injury again. And now, yesterday he told me that I got this injury again, that I went to, one of the trainers in the gym, and he asked like, I got this injury, what do you think could be, what do you think could be what do you think could be the reasons for that? And the personal trainer asked, oh, what was your form? The first question the personal trainer had was, how was your form? If you leave it about fitness, it could be about business. If your spending habits are not right, in your personal life too, if your spending habits are not right, or if your spending habits are not equal or maybe less than the amount that you make, if you're making 10K a month and if you're spending 11K a month, if your spending habits are not right, guess what's going to happen to you? You would not be surviving in the world, because you don't even have enough money. You don't even have enough money to save. You don't even have enough money to invest. The spending that you do is more than the income that you make. So even if you grow very well in life, even if you have like best business skills, even if you have a very sharp mind, and you make that 10K a month to 100K a month, and your spending increases in the same proportion, guess what's going to happen to you? You will be having, on the income of 100K a month, your spending would be 110K a month. What are you going to do about that? Where are you going to get that extra 10K a month? Until you learn that lesson, the life is going to throw that lesson again at you. What goes around comes around. It could be about relationships too. If your attachment style, you don't know your attachment style, you don't know what happened to you in childhood. Maybe you could be hurt by someone. Maybe someone didn't love you properly. It could be your parents, it could be your grandmother, it could be your grandfather, it could be anyone. If you don't know your attachment style, what do you think is going to happen to you? You will be loving the wrong person. Once you love the wrong person, and if it's a wrong person, and if he or she leaves you, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to still love the next time the same type of person, and he's going to leave you again. Why? Because you haven't learned the lesson. Until you learn the lesson, guess what's going to happen to you? Life is going to throw the lesson again at you. If we talk about productivity, this thing applies to every freaking way. I'm telling you, this world is a fucking loop. The whole world is a freaking loop. One thing that applies to one thing, it also applies to other thing. It applies to all the freaking things. I don't want to be saying this again, but if you talk about sales, everything is sales. Sales is not just in business. This is like different from our topic, but sales applies on business, applies on seduction, it applies on girls, it applies on how to get your relationships right, it applies on how to get your business right, because it involves human behavior, right? World is a fucking loop. And if you talk about yourself, you, my friend, if you talk about you, like let's suppose your productivity habits, if you're not working hard enough, if you're not getting that deep work in, and if you're not reading books, if you're not making your mind stronger or your mind wiser, guess what's going to happen to you? You're not going to be able to pursue your dreams. You're not going to be able to learn the skills that you want to learn, or learn the skills that you need, or your future version needs. That's a prerequisite. Once you learn that lesson, you have to be learning the lesson, so that the life doesn't throw the same lesson at your face again. So this was today's topic, and more value propositions. If you want to be learning more about focus, discipline, and momentum, and how to make your productivity habits stronger. I wrote an ebook. It's in the description below. It's life changing stuff, and the name of the ebook is Attention Before Everything, because the world is taking your attention away from you. If you don't have your attention, if you don't control your attention, guess who's going to control you? A person who's giving you attention, or the person controlling your attention. It could be social media, it could be YouTube, it could be your own spending habits. Whoever controls your attention, he or she controls you. So ebook link is in the bio, and I'll see you tomorrow, man.